This week, the world witnessed the single biggest failure on the part of the U.S. Secret Service that has ever happened in history. That, of course, being the near assassination of former President Donald Trump at his campaign rally in Pennsylvania. And given that we've all seen the video, we are asking ourselves actually a series of questions, some of which are very simple. The one I've asked, and many of you have, is why wasn't a Secret Service agent placed on top of this particular roof, given its proximity to the stage and the fact that it would be a good place to actually deter would-be snipers. Although the director of the Secret Service, Kim Cheatle's not made herself readily available for a lot of interviews, she did do one interview, and that was with ABC News. In that interview, she was actually asked the question of why was a agent not stationed on top of the roof, and she said that the Secret Service was aware of the security vulnerabilities presented by the building. Crooks took a sniper's position on to aim at former President Trump. However, a decision was made not to place any personnel on the roof. Quote, that building in particular has a sloped roof at its highest point. And so, there's a safety factor that would be considered there that we wouldn't want to put somebody up on a sloped roof. And so, the decision was made to secure the building from inside, end quote. Well, that, of course, raises even more questions. Like, what was inside of the building that required securing that was a greater threat or risk than that of outside of the building, which is where the risk was coming from, wasn't it? Meaning a sniper. She went on. And this is actually what she was referring to. You have these two sloped surfaces of the roof that she considered to be so dangerous that she did not feel comfortable putting an agent on top of this roof. Well, if you want to measure the slope of a roof or any surface, it's a very simple ratio of rise to run or rise to length. And so in this particular case, we have some good photographs that show the slope of the roof. In fact, there's people standing on top of the roof. Looks like local law enforcement, maybe Secret Service. And so if we want to take a measurement of the slope, we simply take the run, the length, and the rise. And in this case, the length is approximately 19 units. If you were to count those vertical stripes, those vertical panels, there's 19. And there's approximately one of those vertical panel widths in terms of the rise. So it's the ratio is 1 to 19, which is a 5% slope. So the slope of this roof was 5%. Roofs come in all different slopes. You have conventional slopes, low slopes, or flat slopes. In fact, the roof in this case was a flat sloped roof. Flat sloped roofs can range anywhere from 0, perfectly flat, to up to 16%. So the shooter in this case was actually on a flat roof. Most of us are familiar with slopes as it relates to walkways like handicap ramps. The Americans with Disabilities Act requires that handicap ramps have a slope of no greater than 1 in 12 or 8%. And so the roof slope where the sniper was at 5%, while a handicap ramp is only 8%. And I say only, we all find no difficulty walking up and down handicap ramps. So the slope of the roof was less steep than that of an ADA ramp. How could that be unsafe? When we look at the comparison of the various roofs, the roof on the far left, of course, is with the arrow, is where the sniper was. But if you recall, there were buildings behind the stage, these 3 red buildings, particularly the one with the white roof. That, of course, is where the Secret Service snipers were based. And if we want to take a measurement of the slope of that roof, we find that there's 15 vertical panels and approximately three of those vertical panel widths in the rise. So the ratio is 3 to 15 or 20%. And so the director of the Secret Service, Director Cheatle, believed it was safe for Secret Service agents, the snipers, to be on a roof with a slope of 20%, but not to position an agent on a roof that had a slope of only 5%. What's also odd is that during the investigation, FBI agents are seen on top of this roof that Deputy Director Cheatle thought was unsafe. Obviously, the FBI has different safety standards than does the Secret Service, because you can see FBI agents working quite casually on this roof without any fear whatsoever. And so when we take a close look at the risk-benefit analysis or threat assessment, it kind of comes down to this. Secret Service Director Cheatle considered the potential safety risk of an agent being injured if stationed on top of the flat roof to be greater than the benefit of providing enhanced surveillance of the area, as well as providing a visual deterrent to a potential sniper attack. She, of course, forgot to take into account in her risk analysis the life of firefighter Corey Comparatori and his family, who, as we all know, lost his life as a direct result of the sniper being stationed on this roof. And so the question is Secret Service Director Kim Cheatle A, incompetent, B, misinformed by her staff, C, lying to protect herself or the agency, or D, all the above? You be the judge.